Younger, when we're looking at the fact that when it comes to cash in transit heists, it's a big one when it comes to the South African context in itself, but what has led to this decrease?
Well, Faith, yes, that decrease of 23% is something that has been welcomed by Cash Connect, but the industry saying that the problems do not stop there. There's also other cash crimes that they need to be concerned about after government moved its focus to cash in transit robberies. They did see improvement there, but this means that the other areas have now been left open to these groups to focus their attention there. But for more on this, I do have with me Cash Connect spokesperson, Mr. Mark Templemore-Walters. Thank you for joining me. So just reflect for us on, this is a good thing, the cash in transit robberies have gone down 23%, but I understand from your side you're saying that there is still some areas that we need to be concerned about.
Yes, absolutely. As much as we must acknowledge that the CIT robberies are down by 23% year on year, and we congratulate the police services on that, it's not nearly enough. This is an essential service for what is pretty much a cash-centric economy, and CIT is under attack, and they don't have any reason to be celebratory at this point.
Now, we did mention that 23% down in CIT robberies, but other cash crimes are still a concern. Just for our viewers, explain what these are and why there's still reason for these businesses to be concerned.
Okay, so in terms of business cash crime, we have business burglaries, and they in the region of 71,000 of them a year. That's about 195 of them a day. Now that has gone down slightly, very slightly, and then we have business robberies, armed robberies against businesses, and they're very cash focused. There's in the region of 20,000 of those, 55 a day. So business is under attack, and it's far from acceptable, and we need to do something to bring that down.
Now, I understand that this drop may have been because of the focus on CIT robberies that we saw government highlighting it as an area of concern. What does this mean for these other cash crimes? Are these the same people that are now moving away from CIT robberies and focusing on another area?
Yes, it's very much the same gangs. They move around, and we know from evidence that's collected from crime scenes, etc., that is very definitely the same gangs that are perpetrating all this crime, whether it's ATM, business robberies, cash in transit, on-road, etc. It's all the same gangs moving around.
So what do you want to see then from today going forward? If there has been improvement in the CIT robberies, does the same plan need to be implemented when it comes to the other cash crimes?
Yes, you know, it was in about June last year that the Parliament's Portfolio and Committee for Police announced a big focus on CIT crime, and we can see the result of that. It went from speaking to actual action on the ground, and there was a 23% reduction. Now, in November last year, the same committee announced that there would be a focus on cash crime, in particular retail cash crime. But unfortunately, very sadly, we haven't seen the same results. You can see that in the year-on-year figures. They basically plateaued, and we need action. So it's got to go past talking. We need feet on the ground. We need vehicles on the road. We need helicopters in the air. We need collaboration with private sector. And in the same way they got CIT to work, they can do that with retail cash crime.
Now, if we talk about cash crimes, just if we reflect again on it, who are these businesses? What type of people are being targeted when it comes to these specific crimes?
It's all types of business. Anybody who deals in cash is a target. We know that over 90% of all retail crime is cash focused. So it's anybody who has cash on site, and hence we advocate for automated cash management systems as a means to combat this. But it's anybody dealing in cash is a target.
So is there any way to make this a less vulnerable industry?
Yeah, look, as Cash Connect, we advocate cash automation. We take the risk out of your business. We allow traders to focus on their core business, and which is trading. We bring in efficiencies. We reduce costs. And then it's just minimize your cash on site. Don't take your own cash to the bank. Use CIT, or which is cash in transit. Don't pay your staff in wage, cash, etc. So basically, it's get cash out of your business, okay. and that's what we advocate.
Okay, thank you very much. Faith, there you have it. Obviously, a vulnerable industry, specifically those dealing with cash, that will remain something that is somewhat of a target. But as we heard, there are measures that you can take. But nevertheless, there has been improvement, but there's still some drastic measures that need to be taken for the other cash crimes, apart from CIT robberies.
Yanka, thanks for that. Yanka Tolme, they're out in Marlborough at Cash Connect, giving us the latest when it comes to these cash in transit heists.